Had a show yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Had Mike Perry on and Lynn Sanders. So I had people that dealt with automotive type things on both ends of Route 66. Lynn was at Sandy Standard. His father actually started it at the corner of St. Louis and Glenstone. And Mike Perry is the son of Bud Perry, the founder of Bud's Tire and Wheel, famous racing tire supplier and racer, traveled all over the Midwest, taking care of tires for stock cars in the early days of stock car racing here. So it was a lot of fun, a lot of history, and great stories about what it was like growing up, both of them as kids, working for their fathers in those types of operations. One of them was at Grant and College, and the other one at St. Louis and Glenstone.
And both are still continuing the legacy of it.
Mike is. Lynn's family has closed up the station, and it's something else now. But Bud's Tire and Wheel is still going strong. Found out interesting things about they have wonderful murals all over the outside of the building, old cars and things. And it turns out that those were actually printed on vinyl and applied on the walls. I had no idea. I thought they were painted on there. And then they faded out over time, and he hired an artist who is a graffiti artist. And he refurbished those all of those paintings with spray cans. Just shake them up and spray them spray cans. And so all of that's been done just freehand with spray cans. I've got to go over there and take another closer look at it. He said people come from all over the country. They're traveling through on Route 66, and they will stop and take pictures of themselves in front of those murals on the outside of the building.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We had a good time yesterday.
And then you also pulled some newspapers.
Pulled some newspaper stuff from yesterday, and there was, I don't know, I don't have it in front of me, fiddly-dee. Just interesting things. They were refurbishing Long Park. Long Park was a park that the city set up for transients, for people traveling through, where they could stop and camp in their car, or they'd rent them a tent. And it was right behind the old City Hall, next to the City Hall, over where the police department is now. But that was Long Park, and they were refurbishing it and making it better, paving some things for people and little campsites for people to park there as they traveled through. And then a few years later, in 1926, when Route 66 traveled through the city, a lot of travelers would stop there at Long Park and rest, take a day's rest as they were beginning a long trip to the West Coast or the East Coast.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So next week you'll also have another show.
Next week, Rick Grayson, who is a local golf pro here, and he has written a book about a famous golfer from the area who won the Masters and had a lot of interesting time in golf, and so he'll be on talking to me about that next week.